Come on, technology. Come on, technology. You can do it.
Can it though?
Well, I can hear you. That's a good sound. That means other people can hear you too. Hi, and welcome to Gamersledge audio only version, apparently.
Going back to our roots
Yeah, I'm thinking
or roots, depending on where you're from.
that my streaming software crashed. Even though I just restarted the computer. Oh, there it goes. Hey, everybody, welcome to Gamersledge.
As we
finally.
all do the 5,000 million mile an hour catch up.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, hi, and welcome to Gamersledge, Season 4, Episode 342, just hanging out. Joining me tonight, the principal himself, it is, of course, Matt. Hi, Matt.
Howdy.
Again, you have to say much
Yeah, I
louder.
know. Hi, I'm here.
There you go. And for some reason, it put Keegan's nameplate up, so that's even better. Hi. I'm having
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead and say hi, Keegan.
Hello.
And now, the principal, Matt.
Hi. Hi.
There you go.
Hi.
Technology. I love it until I hate it, which is most of the time. And I, of course, am your host, Mark. Thanks for joining us on this fine evening. It's Friday. There are gaming things to talk about, some news that we need to get to, and all that good stuff. But we will do that after we do what we always do, which is catch up and talk about what we've been doing for the last 2 weeks since last we met together. And let's start with you, Keegan. You said you had anime news. Oh, wait, that's not this.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what I've been doing this last 2 weeks. So I've been playing a bit of Smash with my roommate, Smash Bros. Then I've been watching an anime called Ancient Magus Bride.
Mm-hmm.
How
are you liking that one?
I'm really enjoying it. It's kind of like this. I can't watch a lot of episodes, but it's one that's very interesting and like just take a couple episodes at a time, and it's over the course of it, it gets better and better and keeps building, and so yeah. It was a little slow at first, but I got through that. I've also been keeping up with Attack on Titan and Black Clover. I watched WandaVision at 2 a.m. because I needed to get watched before now.
And 2 a.m. was the obvious choice of time to do that at.
It was the only choice.
It's actually the smart choice because then you can't have things spoiled for you. Because I'm noticing the videos are getting faster and faster after the 2 p.m. now. Because I saw them come out, 2 a.m. I think I saw the first one hit at 4 a.m.
Ooh.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
And Shelby and Famous, thank you for the hearts. We appreciate you.
I've been keeping up with Black Clover, though I haven't watched the newest episode of that on Funimation, so it's English dub. I think that's it. Other than homework, yeah, lots of homework.
That game's no fun.
No.
I always think they're going to cancel it and not make any more of them, and then they just make more homework games.
Yep.
Infinitely spawning. And oddly, from year to year, they look a lot alike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of looking a lot alike, Matt, what have you been up to? I have no idea what one has to do with the other. Just seems like a segue.
It was.
Sort of.
One, but
it was one.
Sure. So let's see. Still working on Nemesis Games, which is book 5 of the Expanse series. I think I just turned to chapter 31, which is just over halfway. Still a little bit behind on comics. I'm actually getting pretty close to caught up now. I haven't read the latest King in Black yet. That just came out this week. So that's the only major one I can think of that I'm behind on. But yeah, so that's going well. And then on the games front, I'll do that last actually. TV, WandaVision, caught up on the episode right before podcast here, so got that in. Expanse season 5, finished that. Promise Neverland season 2, watching those as they come out. Still trying to get my way through Mobile Suit Gundam. I'm just over half. The fam, I guess the fam, when I say the fam, I'm talking about my daughter, my wife, and I, because we're the only ones home during the middle of the week. I've been keeping up on the Rookie and Prodigal Son.
So Keegan's excluded from being a part of the family just because he's got schoolwork duties.
Yes. Well, he's not here. He's not physically here.
But you just said that means just the three of us is the fam. That's messed up, dude.
Well, I was attempting to correct my statement, not redefine the term. But yeah, whatever.
It's all good.
And then I think I'm caught up on Resident Alien. I don't think there's been a new one. I think we're still on episode 3 on that. And then The Magician season 5. Been slowly working my way through that. So then games, I finished and platinumed Days Gone. I don't think I had done that by last week. I got to get a better tracking system here. I finished Concrete Genie, but I ran into a trophy bug, so I am one trophy away from getting the platinum.
You finished it?
Yeah, it's really short.
How short is it?
It's really short. It's really short. If I looked at I haven't looked at the playtime, but maybe 10 hours, maybe.
Oh, wow. Okay, and you were like hard platinum or not? I mean, besides
it's reasonable outside of the couple that have a bug. I was able to find a workaround for one, and then the other one, and it looks like the only workaround is play the game again.
Yeah.
So it's short, so that's the benefit there. I don't know that I liked it enough to play it again, though. I mean, it's a nice game. It's a short game. It's an easy game. It's got its little messages it's trying to do. It doesn't do anything you wouldn't expect. It's not doing anything crazy, but it does make you feel like a semi-competent street artist pretty easily because the drawing tools take care of most of the work for you. Like, I want one of those there. And it says, okay, it would look good if I did it like this. And you're like, yes, you're right. That does look good. And then that's pretty much it. And don't get me wrong. You can make monstrosity, ugly things because you can just spam stuff on top of it over and over and over on top of, just new things on top of it. And it just looks like garbage. But overall, it was a nice little game. I think they had higher aspirations for it because there's a point in the game where things radically shift, but it's not a midpoint, if that makes sense. It's like, okay, well, here's half of the game and half the game was this, and then the other half of the game was that. That would make sense. That has that kind of split, but it's nowhere near the midpoint. But other than that, I enjoyed it, especially if you have Plus. It's, included with your Plus membership. Give it a download. It's a pretty short game. I had to turn the 4K off. This is a PS4 game. I played it on PS5. I had to turn the 4K option off because it caused the motion blur to give me a headache. I could not deal with the motion blur in 4K mode. So I had to disable that. But otherwise, that was good. I'm a few hours into Control, which I actually bought right before.
That's sad. I'm sorry, dude.
That's okay. It's a really good game. I really like what they did. I have no problem giving them money. So that's fine. But yeah, if you got it for included with your Plus membership, again, that's another game that's great, worth your time. It is a PS4 game, even though you get the PS5 version, still looks a lot like a PS4 game. I do wish they could have figured out how to do 60 and the ray tracing in the same profile though, because the lighting stuff when you're in ray tracing mode is ridiculous. I mean, they really crank that out with the reflections and the lighting. And there's some crazy, if you played the game, there's some crazy lighting and effects in this game. So it really looks nice, but yeah, after leaving it on the performance mode for a while, I couldn't go back. I bounced back and forth for a while just to see the difference, and then after a while on the performance mode, I couldn't go back to the other one. I'm sure I could have gotten used to it if I really wanted to, but after a while, you stop seeing those little things anyway, and you're just playing the game. At least for me. So that'll be the next big thing I'm rocking my hours into. And then obviously we've been playing Fortnite some, and we played our Divinity Original Sins 2 session on Monday. And then I don't know if you saw Dave's recommendation in the chat, but Dave installed a phone game. And if
saw he did it.
Paid any attention to Dave, Dave does not do such things. One, because he's a security nut, and two, he just tends to not enjoy mobile platforms.
I mean, the last one was that Star Wars game, right? Way back in the day.
Oh, way back, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only one I can think of.
That's the only one I'm aware of. Well, I mean, he did have like Letters with Friends or something a while, like way back when. But in terms of that, but he downloaded a game called Kitty Letter, not Litter, which is made by created by the folks that did Exploding Kittens. Is that the name of the card game?
Yes.
And so it's in that. So I went ahead and I downloaded it, and it's interesting. The arts, it loads really fast because the art style is basically that sketch, black and white. The whole game's in that kind of sketch style, black and white. It does do some dumb things to be funny, like leaves you in these intermittent stings between the stages in story mode for a ridiculously long time, just because they can, and it's supposed to be funny. I find that kind of annoying personally, but the game itself is actually kind of Plants versus Zombies mixed with what's that game where you get like, it's like Boggle, but not Boggle, you have to rearrange the letters to make words. So you get like
Boggle.
6 letters. Well, you get like 6 letters on a circle, and you got to like, make words out of the letters. Wordscapes, yeah, like that. So the neighbor across the way is sending exploding kittens across the way towards you, and you have to respond with counter kittens.
See, I figured it was a Letterkenny like sound app.
No, it's a legit game. It's
because if you rearrange the letters, it's Letterkenny, and so I thought it was a play on words for Letterkenny.
No, it's literally an exploding kittens game.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's also mixed with a word game. So you have to find words that start with a certain letter. They'll send a group of kittens across with a P, and the number of kittens depends on the length of the word. So you have to find a counter word of that same letter or words so that you cancel out their kittens, but then also get your own kittens across to attack his house. So it's interesting. I can play a couple of rounds of it, and I'm okay, and that's about it. There is a versus mode. I haven't tried it. So if you're into playing, I don't know if it's symmetric or asymmetric. I don't know if you're playing a ghost or if you literally have to find someone who's on at that exact same time looking to play against. But I mean, that's what happens with like Clash of Clans and those things. Those are, just people randomly line up and you go against them. So, so yeah, that pretty much takes my list. I'm sure I'm missing something. I keep on saying I'm going to write these down as the weeks go along, and then I forget and cram and try to do it at the last minute. So I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but that's the big items.
Well, let's see. For me, I'm taking the place of Daniel this week. Apparently, I don't even know how to explain this. There's a game out that is a tabletop miniatures game, but that's too reductive. It's not like your how do I even it is a life simulation game where you start from the primordial ooze of nothing with nothing on your back, and you have to fight monsters to get resources to build your civilization. And it's called Kingdom Death Monster, and it is notorious for a couple things. Number one, it is incredibly hard. Like, it is the most complicated tabletop game I have ever played in my life, but it's also known for its incredibly amazing miniatures that come with the game. So each monster is this intricate, detailed monster that you can paint from scratch. I should also say that its tertiary claim to fame is that all of the males and females are of the art style of showing way too much skin. That's the PC way to say it. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, so this game is expensive. Like, just one expansion is like $130 minimum. And that's just, that basically adds a fight and some resources to your people, and possibly some armor if you're lucky. Now, what is interesting is that you get 4 of the miniatures, and you can buy more for like $75, of course. But when you get the game, you get 4 characters, and in these expansion sets, it has snap-on armor that goes over the minis. So you paint the armor set separately, and it changes the look of your mini, which is kind of cool, on top of the monster mini that's in there. But still, they're very expensive, very low print run. And Daniel received this game, the base set, which was very expensive, but it does not ship until April or May, if I remember correctly. And so we wanted to try and figure out the rules before he got it, because that way we wouldn't spend, he wouldn't get it, spend 27 days painting the miniatures, and then it's going to be another 4 months as we learn the rules, right? So we wanted to see if we could figure out the rules. So, how do I say this? Do you know how the internet has things you can borrow, not necessarily the right way? Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
we thought maybe we'd get a rule book, borrow it from the internet, and then return it when we were done. So it's even hard to find that way, because the guy who creates the game says, I will never do digital, yada, yada, yada. So we're like, okay, this is turning out to be a real big bust of time and effort and resources. And so anyways, there's a game on Steam called Tabletop Simulator that I've wanted for a while now, because it has a full VR mode. And if you have VR, you can play all kinds of games. It's just native in there. So you could do Dungeons and Dragons, because they have Dungeons and Dragons tables in VR, and you can do minis and that kind of things. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And it's like $20. And so I'm like, oh, well, Daniel heard that somebody had made a mod for it, for Kingdom Death Monster. And so we both went ahead and picked up the game, and like, I don't know, and I don't want to get them in trouble, but I don't know how they don't get sued out of existence, is the short answer. Every game you've ever wanted to play, someone has coded and scripted for Tabletop Simulator. Like, Matt, did you play Marvel 5-Minute Dungeon?
No.
Okay, great game. It's on there. Gotta buy it. Mysterium, I have back here on the shelf. It and the expansion on the software. It's like My Time stories, all of them, and all the expansions I don't own on Tabletop Simulator. So it's like any game you can think you want to play, someone has made it, and it's up there. Now, obviously, I'm going to say, if you like the games, buy the friggin' games. But if you want to try a game out with some friends, then Tabletop Simulator might be your way to go, but do support the creators of the games. So they keep making games, so there's more things to try, I guess is the short answer. But yeah, it's pretty impressive. So yes, there are a couple games I will be trying out on there as well, so that I can determine if I want to buy. Since board games are getting more expensive than video games now, some of them easily costing $120 just for the base module. This seems like a good idea, and you got some friends with PC. You don't have to do it in VR either. We didn't do it in VR. We played it just normal on PC, and it's pretty amazing. So, just FYI, it's $20 on Steam. I think it's still on sale. It was on sale last week, but $20. Tabletop Simulator. Highly recommend.
Nice.
Then we also played Fortnite. I have also gotten a little bit farther in Valheim, which I think you might actually like, Matt. It's... I'm trying to... It's like a 3D Terraria, but it's also your flower picking simulator 2017. It's like there is some combat that is kind of required, but it's really minor. And most of the time it's you picking up stones or wood or chopping down trees.
This is sounding like Minecraft.
Well, so it's not, in that it is not crappy graphics like that. It is PlayStation. It's PlayStation 2 crappy graphics, maybe PlayStation 3 crappy graphics. They're pretty, but while I say that, as I said to Matt before, the game is actually quite beautiful. Like the surroundings and all the forest and everything is not that standard of graphics. It actually looks really good. Just your character model looks like ass. And even so, that does not detract from the game. And so I am still early in the game, but I hit a technological choke point, I guess is the best way to say that, where I wasn't sure what I needed to do to, like, I had upgraded my stuff so far, and I had no new recipes, and I couldn't figure out what to do, and then I killed another animal, and I got the thing that unlocked my next progression path. So that's what I'm doing now. I still haven't fought the first boss yet. I got to where I could, and then the game made me think that this is a bad idea, and so I didn't.
Fair.
Is this one of those it really is, or one of those things where, like, who is it that tells the story about the game where it told them not to go to the well, so they didn't go to the well, but the only way to progress the story was to actually go to the well? Is that Dave that tells that story?
Yeah, it is. No, and while technically it is true that I do need to summon the monster to progress the story, because I've already found areas that I can't go because I haven't killed that first monster, I know that I'm at a choke point, and if you die, you drop everything that you're carrying. And so I made sure that I was only carrying, like, the barest of stuff. But then when I went to go summon it, it was like, are you sure you really want to do this? I'm like, maybe not yet. And then I saw the thing that I hadn't killed yet, and I killed it, and it dropped the thing that unlocked my next progression path. And now I'm like, oh, right, now I can make more armor. I really don't want to fight this thing until I make more armor, etc. So I did a decent job on...
Did you take the dot out yet?
I did it already, yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did it. Sorry. So, yeah. Anyways, it has... how do I say this? It has co-op that you can do from square one, and they say if you want to, have one character that stays local play and one character for another, but there's nothing stop you from taking that local character into multiplayer. There's no penalty. Anything you get comes back with you, etc. So, yeah, it's cheap. It's $20. It's under $1 to download and install. I guess there's 5 people on the team that made it, and poaching some of my own news, in under 3 weeks they've sold over 3 million copies. Wow. So a lot of people enjoying it right now, and so far, like, again, I'm still pretty early in it, but I have to say it's got that You know, when you played Flower Picking Simulator, you just kind of rode that mellow.
Hmm.
It definitely has that. I have the serene feeling as I'm walking, near a river and I'm picking up flint so that I can make something, and then I know I need to go chop down 6 trees. It's kind of got that farming aesthetic,
Right.
I think the only thing that I really wish I would have known beforehand is that I need a hoe to make level land, and I didn't have that unlocked, and so my house floor is like this jagged hill of plates, and I get stuck on things, and now if I want to undo that, I'd pretty much have to tear down the whole house, and I don't feel like doing that. So yeah. Also, the other thing I would recommend is do not put your fires inside your house unless you want to choke to death. So there's that.
No chimneys or ventilation. Huh?
So I did end up building a chimney on my house, and it worked better. But if I'm too close to it, I still will take coughing damage. So a lot of times I don't. Yeah.
I've had some of those fits, so I think I took coughing damage.
Yeah. Also make sure you pull your meat off the fire or it turns into coal. So there's that. But yeah, I've also been playing a game called One Deck Dungeon that I got on sale for like $2 on Steam. That is a dungeon crawling game based on a deck of cards, and I don't know how to explain it. The graphics are not good. It's like maybe 16-bit, but that's not what you're there for. I mean, it's not like it's an action RPG. It puts up pictures on the screen and you respond accordingly, is kind of thing. And it's a roguelike in that you try to delve deeper and deeper, and eventually you're going to die. Because the deeper you go, the harder everything is, and the more penalties you have. And yeah. But it's fun. It's $2 on Steam. Not the greatest game, but good for passing some time. Played some Neverwinter, some Divinity Original Sin 2, as Matt intimated before. And then for TV, I watched episode 1 of Resident Alien. Thoroughly enjoyed that. I started episode 2 and turned it off. Just because I've never been a fan of uncomfortable situation comedy. And that is, like, I was fine for episode 1, mainly because I guess we didn't know the setup. And then as soon as I got to episode 2, maybe I knew the setup, and it made me too uncomfortable, and so I didn't watch anymore.
She's given more than 2 episodes.
It's not... I mean, I'm sure I will. I enjoyed the first one immensely. I just didn't like the beginning of 2, if that makes sense.
Yeah, episode 2 of the 3 is the weakest. I kind of like, ooh, this is dropping off fast. And then 3 kind of circled back around again. So
okay. Yeah, I was planning on watching it when there were more of them. I just didn't want to... I don't know. I made it a little bit into there, and I'm like, oh, we're settling into tropes already, I think, and I didn't like it. But yeah, kind of like what you said. Oh, and I just lost everything off my screen. Fantastic.
Oh my.
You're all here. It's just, for some reason, it hid all the things. Bring that one back. Bring that one back. And bring... that one back. There we go. I didn't know that was a thing on here, but apparently it is. And then where did the Zoom meeting go? There it is. And then get my streaming services back. Oof. They never stopped. It's just I can't see any of them. Fantastic. All right, there we go. Perfect. Uh-oh. What happened?
I don't know. What's happened?
I don't know either. Hold on one second. You 3 are there, but the big screen is now gone. So let me see what's going on here. Hold on. So short answer is we have our allow transparency. Nope. Color layout effects. Let me try it this way. If I go here and I click on Zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom cloud meetings.
Zoom, zoom.
Nope, that didn't work.
Here's some quality television.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know 10 Gamersledge.
Yep. You have the gist of it. Let me kill this. Remove. Add source. What is this? Is a game capture. I don't know which one it is. It's that one. Huzzah. I got it. All right. We're good. So, now I just have to put it all the way down at the bottom of everything. There we go. Perfect. So yeah, beyond that, I also watched the new trailer for Invincible and for Mortal Kombat. New trailer for Invincible dropped today. The new trailer for Mortal Kombat dropped yesterday. I feel bad for Jax because this is the third retcon of how he got his arms. I also feel bad for Johnny Cage because he doesn't apparently exist in this version of Mortal Kombat, which that's like a pretty ingrained thing into Mortal Kombat because there are characters that come from him and Sonya Blade's kids. So that's weird. But
unless he's just not been revealed yet. But yeah.
Well, no, I mean they showed the 4 champions of Earthrealm.
Yeah.
And he was not there. But this new kid Cole is, who is a kickboxer. So I'm wondering if they're just replacing Johnny Cage with this Cole guy. But he won't have any of his Hollywood mannerisms if that's the case, so that's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah. The effects look really good. I'm
down
to see it.
It didn't land for me. It's just like...
I really like the first movie of the old one.
Oh, yeah, I like the old original movie, but I mean that stayed kind of in line with the inherent goofiness of the game. I mean, the game has an inherent level of goofiness to it. I mean, it just does. This seemed like it was trying to take itself a little too seriously while still trying to homage to all the goofy things. And the tonality, the duality of it just didn't land for me in the trailer. Now the movie might be fine, but the trailer didn't do anything.
I'm going in with low expectations, but I'm hopeful. Is the short answer? It didn't look
like a disaster completely. I'll say, yeah. I mean,
right. And beyond that, I've been reading a bunch of 5e books and putting notes together to run a campaign, which will not happen until summer at the earliest, but it's going to take me a while anyways, so there's that. Because over the next probably 2 weeks to a month, I'll be playing the moving game, and huzzah.
Summer works better for me anyway.
Yeah, well, I'll see if I have space. No promises, because we're already getting pretty full. And I haven't even asked all the folks that were on my list to ask yet, so we'll see. I'm not saying no, but I'm not saying yes either. Just keep in mind. I don't even know what day it's going to be on at this point. That's going to be the big problem, is coordinating 6 or 7 people's schedules to try and find a day that's open that everybody can actually agree upon.
Fair.
But beyond that, I don't think there's anything else. Daniel got his new merch up in the store, which you can check out by going to bit.ly/Gamersledge merch, or in our Twitch chat you can just type !merch. And is it Yen? Oh, thank you for the invitation and thank you for the lights, Yen Yuri. I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly. Good to have you with us on the stream, and also thanks Famous and Shelby for the likes as well on Bigo Live. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that I played. I don't think I did or watched. I think that's everything. other than catching the snippets of Bridgerton my wife was watching and the Love After Lockup that she is inherently obsessed with lately.
Has she watched A Discovery of Witches?
No. Oh, did I say I watched WandaVision?
I don't know.
No,
I
you haven't
assumed.
yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I did watch WandaVision, and have we all watched it? I will not give spoilers on the stream, but can I say how banging that theme song is at the end?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good Munsters variation. I very much liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still trying to figure out to what end, and I still have not abandoned my original thoughts about who the big bad is. But I have
kinks in that hose, but yeah.
There's a few kinks in the hose, but one of the how can I say this without giving anything away? Do you know the thing that she pets?
Yes.
So that was a different set of colors at the end than it was at the beginning.
There's other things in the episode that could account for that also, but yeah.
So I really hate this show. I mean, I really do, because I really want to talk about it and people haven't seen it yet. The thing on the curtains was a certain color as well.
Yeah.
That those two colored items happen to match the missing things at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
I see what you're putting down.
Yeah, and the theory is that we didn't see any of those things that were missing until the Halloween episode. For the rest of the town.
Right.
And so the thought is that the person with the banging theme song needs them for fuel. And it was messed up how Brother in the last episode said maybe they're asleep down in the bottom of their houses because we wouldn't do anything cruel to the children.
Yeah. Knowing what we know, that there are potential implications there.
Oh, yeah. And it's getting dark.
We've only got one episode left. We have 30 minutes of this show left, and there is a lot to cover.
Is that true? I think there's 2 episodes left.
Is it 2? Oh, that's right. They expanded it to 9. It was originally 8. You're right. They expanded it to 9.
And the rumor was that these last 3 episodes would be an hour long. This one obviously was not. But
I'm thinking the last one might be. I don't know if the next one will be.
So I'm actually super frustrated for next week's because 99%, like I'd put money on it, next week's will be a flashback episode, which means we won't get new forward-facing content until the last episode.
That's going to be annoying because this week, most of it felt like a filler episode.
Really? I didn't think so.
Oh, yeah. Most of this week was a filler episode. There were only like 2 things that happened that were important.
Yeah. Yeah, I see what he's saying.
Compared to what we've had so far, this felt like a filler or a flashback. It had that same feel of a filler or flashback episode.
Obviously, stuff still happened, and it was very developed, very big stuff. But there were times of stagnation.
Yeah, that's a better way. Maybe it was just. I don't like that format of show that they were LARPing or harping.
You and Daniel both. I also don't like The Office or most of the formats of that type of show as well.
So that didn't help, but it just felt like, I get it. It was metaphorical without spoiling things. There was a reason why it was wasted time, but it made it feel like a filler episode.
So I think that we won't have to worry about that moving forward because neither of the last 2 episodes will have a sitcom in them because the shows are over. They've caught up to present day. And B, I thought it was, again, the escape artist and the popsicle was a good character development, even though the characters themselves found the circumstance frustrating. I think we were supposed to feel frustrated with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's probably why you got frustrated with it, because they did a good job with it. I really felt, I felt frustrated. I've watched it 3 times now today. And, yeah, again, I'm trying not to say anything overtly, but
I'll need to watch it again just to see, because I'm sure there are things I missed on the first go. There always are, but
all I will say is, do you remember where she got the keys from? The escape artist.
Yes, that was. I was wondering that
she got it from a magical place.
She did. I was wondering about that when I saw that. I'm like, that's
Yep, yeah, it totally is. Totally is a throwback to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I love. I like seeing Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. get some love, because that's legitimately the scene where she's screaming at him, "This is not a real place." But yeah. So, anyways,
I was a little disappointed with Darcy's character. Oh, well, I don't want to say that. I mean, I thought they would take the opportunity to do something more fun with it than they did.
I think we'll get there. I just think that I think that it was very perfunctory what they needed to do in this particular section when she catches up with Monica. Then I think that will be more interesting.
Yeah.
And I can't say any more about that either.
Yeah, we're pushing the limit.
We're pushing the limit. So, anyways, so WandaVision, very good. I'm actually gonna be really sad when this is done.
But on the plus side, we've only got like 2 weeks before Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So.
But we already know that is not going to be a cerebral show. That will be a action.
That's a buddy cop action.
Buddy cop
show
kind of thing. Yeah. So I do like the writer of. I really hope that both the writers and the performers of WandaVision get awards this year, because the writers have done an excellent job of predicting what the community would think, say, speculate on, and do, and wrote that into the series in so many different ways that it was one giant payoff. I really, really like it. And when you look at is it Elizabeth Olsen? What's her name?
Yeah. Wanda.
I always try and do the other two.
Mary-Kate and Ashley.
Yeah, her appearance and the woman playing Agnes and Vision. The 3 of them have given really good acting performances, but especially Wanda and Agnes, where they're like completely different people in the span of 6 sentences. It's very interesting, their performances, and I think they've done a great job on them. And I hope they get some nods, at least some nods. So, yeah. That's it. That's all I had on my list. So that brings us to news. We ready for news?
I think we're ready for news.
Well, why don't you start us off, Matt?
Well, the first news item is something I just stumbled across, and I don't know how I've not heard of this, except that I watch almost zero broadcast TV these days. But apparently the team that, or at least some part of the team that made Fringe, which is one of my favorite TV shows of all time, is launching a new show on March 1st called Debris. I literally found that while we were talking, and I have no idea what it's about. All I see is Fringe Monday, March 1st, and I'm like, okay, I need to figure out more about this. But it does appear to be a mystery sci-fi-ish type thing, so
I,
same wheelhouse ish as Fringe was.
so
So
listen, man, I'm with you on Fringe from seasons 1 to season 4. But the fact that they allowed season 5 to get made takes them down a couple notches in my book.
yeah, I mean that's why I said one of. I mean, season 5 was that's kind of like season 5 of Babylon 5. I never actually did watch all of season 5 of Babylon 5. Um, sometimes a show is let to go longer than it needs to.
Yep.
And that one did suffer because of that. But hey, if we can get another good 4 seasons and one bad one, I'll take a show of that level of quality and stuff for 4 seasons. So
Just run when you see crossover Walter in this show. That's all I'm saying.
if he doesn't, if John Noble doesn't at least have a cameo, though, I will be greatly disappointed.
Diablo 2 Remaster is coming to all major platforms this year. It is called Diablo 2 Resurrected, and
Plus the expansion.
Plus the expansion, and all 7 classes.
Back in the days when games only got one expansion.
yeah, running in 4K, and that's about it. $39.99. So coming to all your favorite consoles, PC, and we'll have crossplay for everything. So there you go.
Yeah, I never got into it back in the day with Diablo 1, Diablo 2.
Oh, man. Diablo 1 was a PC cafe where I was playing Magic the Gathering in college. That's when I was ripping up cards like Lotuses and Moxes and stuff because I was an idiot in college. And then Diablo 2, what was that, 10 years later?
Give or take, yeah.
Yeah, so I would have been traveling for work about the time that it dropped. And I know that I ran the cow levels like nonstop. That's where I learned the words make potar kiki as we played with people from Vietnam and Korea. So yeah, that's to this day I still say that.
Yeah, the only memories I have of it are knowing which, because when we were in the dorms, everybody had their doors open unless they really, but for the most part, during the day, everybody's door was open. And you could tell who was playing Diablo because you hear the mouse going. You just heard the nonstop mouse clicks a million miles an hour. And that was how you knew who on the floor was playing Diablo.
The store that I played in smartly had the PC section in an O, and then there was glass wall, and then it was the rest of the comic and gaming store. So you couldn't really hear them, but a lot of times people would leave the door open. And so then it would be the thing where somebody would go to town and click on Deckard Cain. He'd be like, "Stay a while and listen," and the whole store would go, "Stay a while and listen." In response. So even now, when I hear him in 2 and 3, it's like, oh, come on now. But yeah, so yeah, that's coming out. So if you missed out on it, like you did, Matt, now's going to be the perfect time to go back and check it out because it will be on PS4, PS5.
It is getting ridiculous, though. I mean, the number of games that are coming like March through June is
it's very bad.
There's like no way. No,
Christmas
I can't. Yeah, it's like insane. What the heck? How am I supposed to do anything? I know people are complaining, but it's because it's quiet right now. But I'm good. I've got plenty of games. Let's a more quiet time. Let me catch up a little bit.
So Keegan, what do you got?
All right, so the Crunchyroll had the Crunchyroll Awards. So the anime of the year was Jujutsu Kaisen, which, in my opinion, is a little silly since its entire first season isn't even completely out yet. Then I guess I'll do this. The best protagonist was don't know how to say it, but it was the main character of the anime called My Next Life as a Villainess.
Have not heard of that one. I'd at least heard of the other one.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I didn't know much about that one, to be honest. I know it's an isekai, but that's basically all I know about that one.
And for those who are unfamiliar,
Isekai it stands for an anime in which a person in the real world gets transported to a fantasy world.
And what's the name for the superhero ones?
which
Shonen?
kind? Shonen or?
Yeah, shonen. That's what I was
Okay.
thinking of. Yeah. Thank you.
That's actually a demographic. It's aimed at teenagers from like 10 to 18. That's the demographic that it's aimed at. So that's what shonen is. It just happens most of them are battle shonen, which are like the superhero ones.
Naruto, Boku no Hero,
Yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh,
One
Nice.
Piece.
One Piece.
Nice trap you.
Nice try, Piggy. All right, so next, this could lead to some interesting things. You know, we got some interesting announcements with the reversion of movie rights back to Marvel. You know, we've got a Fantastic Four movie coming. You know, we've got whatever's going to come out of the X-Men integration and stuff. We have some theories, but we don't know yet. But the Netflix series characters' rights have reverted back to Marvel. So Luke Cage, Iron Fist, Punisher, Jessica Jones, their Elektra, and then their Rogues villains. So the Hand, or the Rogues Galleries. So the Hand, the Purple Man, all of that stuff that was tied up in the Netflix license is now back in Marvel's hands. So we could see something done with some, any, or none of those characters.
And Kevin Feige says he does not want to recast Jessica Jones.
Yeah, that would definitely be reasonable.
He went on record saying that. So there's hope that we could see the Defenders yet.
Yes.
Like a big
again,
a big screen
yeah.
version of the Defenders.
If there's ever big screen movies ever again. Wow.
You shut your dirty mouth. Anyways, so 8 hours ago, so I'm trying to think how to explain this for folks who don't play Fortnite. But basically, right now, in the center of the entire map is what's called the. Oh my God, my brain is just completely stuck. Thank you, the Nexus, and it is unstable, and so out of it are coming these tendrils of energy. And there are certain places where they land on the map. And if you get close to them, you can see inside them. And so we can see what worlds characters are going to be coming from. And sure enough, the castle stage from Street Fighter appeared this morning. And so everybody was like, oh, it's definitely going to be Street Fighter. And I was like, okay, who's the top male and female from Street Fighter? Ryu and Chun-Li was my guess. And sure enough, we got an opening cinematic. In fact, a cleverly done cinematic in which Jonesy shows up in the middle of the stage while they're fighting and teleports both of them away for a double KO. So if you've not seen that yet, it's pretty amusing.
I did see that. That was pretty funny.
Which is more than we got for Flash, because Flash didn't even get a friggin' trailer, which is frustrating. But Flash is in the game, although he can't run fast. So
it's kind of just a skin.
Yeah, it is. I will be picking up the Ryu and Chun-Li ones tomorrow, though. So those will go on sale at 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday.
All right. More of the anime awards. The best antagonist was given to the antagonist of Jujutsu Kaisen, Sukuna. Then best boy of 2020 was Hinata from Haikyuu.
Okay, which one? I know Haikyuu. That's the volleyball one.
yeah.
Which one? Which character is that?
That's the orange haired short kid that jumps really high.
Got it.
Main protagonist.
I was gonna say he's arguably the main. I don't know. As you get into like the third season, it seems like it's harder to define who the main character is.
Makes sense.
But yeah, okay. Sports anime. Who knew?
Yeah.
It's actually a really big segment of anime.
Oh, I know. I'm being goofy.
But I agree with you. Why? Sports. But you know.
Well, it is funny because it's basically the exact same thing as like any fighting or combat shonen, because one set of the volleyball can last like 5 minutes while all the characters are doing their monologues in their head over what's going on and what this means for the future and for their friends, and do they have the power to keep up. And it's hilarious because it's really the exact same thing, except instead of punching somebody in the face, they're hitting a volleyball.
I blame Shaolin Soccer. That's all I have to say.
That is actually an awesome movie.
It was an awesome movie, but I still blame it because that basically made that genre.
Fair.
Have you ever seen Shaolin Soccer, Keegan?
Nope.
Then you need to go watch it.
All right. I guess I know what our Friday night movie next time I'm home is going to be.
Yeah, I'll have to see what that's on. I don't even know.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah, that's a kind of left field one to find.
Yeah.
Now I'm searching if it's on Amazon.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. That or Google. I should be able to. I still have free money.
I mean, like if it's on Amazon Prime.
Oh, on Prime, yeah. I'd have to check. So the game that keeps on going, despite all logic and rationale. And no, I'm not talking about Fortnite. I'm talking about No Man's Sky.
Oh.
No Man's Sky now is Pokemon. Okay, that's not quite entirely accurate, but they put out last week. They put out or is it this week? It was this week. They put out the Companions patch, and the Companions patch allows you to tame and travel with any creature you find out in the various galaxies. So you can ride them because they added that a while back. You can feed them because they added that a while back. But not only that, you can breed them and come up with your own
and trade their children with no regards to their parents. Just trade their children away.
So it's three-fourths of Pokemon.
Now all they have to do is add the very rare chance that I'll have a different coloring.
Yeah, if you get a shiny one.
Then that will go on the black market.
They're all shiny in space.
They're all unique, yeah, because they're all different. But so you've got that. We do not have the cockfights yet. I kind of doubt that they'll add that, but that's all they would need to make it Pokemon. You're literally traveling the galaxy, collecting monsters, and then making them fight and breeding them. Literally be Pokemon at that point.
Yeah.
So there's also a bunch of fixes in the patch. So this is kind of the, if you play MMOs, this is the post expansion patch content stage of the existence. So that's I feel guilty that I'm not still playing that game. I'm just not able to stay with games like that for the long haul. But and
now we're at the point that we basically have to restart.
Pretty much, I think so. Actually, yeah, I did when I installed it on my PS5. The PS4 saves aren't portable, so I literally did have to restart when I pulled it up on the PS5.
Oh wow!
Oh really?
Yeah. Well,
So
if you play the
can't-
PS4 version on the PS5, you can port that save. But if you play the PS5 version, the save isn't.
Oh, that's...
At least it wasn't when I did it right after it came out.
Huh. Interesting. That sucks. Okay. Splatoon 3 is coming to Nintendo Switch in 2022. That's all I got to say about that one.
Yeah, I've never played Splatoon, so I don't.
It's
they're squad-based
actually-
third-person shooter, right? I mean,
Yeah, but it's a little more complicated than that. The paint is like a big mechanic. The team that has more gets more
it
points.
covers right, and you can
also,
traverse the paint, and
yeah, and the traversal is huge because when you can traverse by paint, it is way faster than running or anything else, and can help you set up getting around people and stuff. So there's that. I suppose I'll just tackle a bunch of these. Nintendo announced a new Mario Golf game for the Switch coming June 25th. And then Animal Crossing's New Horizons adds Mario-themed items this month. And then Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword is getting an HD re-release for the Switch for some god-awful amount of money. $60?
It's a $60. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't get that. I really don't get that part.
Because Nintendo prints money, Matt.
Yeah,
we know that
I
this is the
know,
case.
but still.
Their
I would
fan base
prefer
is
the Twilight
insane.
Princess, to be honest.
And then Fall Guys is coming to Nintendo Switch, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate next characters are from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And I believe that's all the Nintendo news.
Yep, and their names are Pyrrha and Mithra.
Yes. Who's
Okay.
And back
Keegan.
to
Yeah.
back to more anime awards. Best girl was Kaguya from the anime Love is War. And then the best Japanese voice actor performance was Yusuke Kobayaya. But anyway, he was the voice actor of Subaru from ReZero, Starting Life in Another World. Basically, the plot of that is this guy gets isekai'd into a fantasy world, and every time he dies, he respawns.
All right, then.
All right. Did we talk about the Final Fantasy 14 expansion last time?
We did
Or had
not.
that not dropped yet?
We had not yet.
Don't remember what it's called, and my Google searching is failing me desperately.
Oblivion?
I thought it started with an
Onomatopoeia?
E.
FF14 latest expansion. Survey says Shadowbringers.
No, that's current.
And then what is the next?
Expansions.
Next.
Stormblood.
Endwalker.
Endwalker, there you go. Which is supposed to bring to a conclusion the Warrior of Light story that started in Realm Reborn. So it's bringing at least 2 new classes, and then all the bevy of stuff that comes with these types of expansions. So this will be a full paid expansion, and it drops this year sometime. I don't think they put a date on it
They
yet.
said fall is all they said.
Fall, yeah, it's later this year.
Increasing the level cap from 80 to 90. So if you love grinding, more grinding for you.
Yep.
New dungeons, new alliance raids, new small scale PvP mode, new residential district, new gear and crafting recipes. It does not say anything. Oh yeah, 2 new. It says Sage and more for new jobs. So Sage for sure, and maybe one other one if they're lucky.
Yeah, and I know there's a PS5 version launching beta. I think in March. I think
April 13th is
April 13th.
is when the full one. Oh no, I'm sorry. April 13th is the launch of the open beta, the full version arriving soon after.
Yes, and the believe I saw this somewhere, but I did not find it back. I believe there will be a free tier on the PS5 version that will allow you to play through Heavensward. So that's the base game and the first expansion.
Yep. What do I got? So, did you know, Matt, that there is a Borderlands movie in the works?
I've heard rumors about it. I was aware there have been casting announcements over the last few weeks.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis, Kevin Hart, Kate Blanchett, and it'll be directed by Eli Roth. And they just announced who will be playing Claptrap, and it is Jack Black.
Jack Black.
So,
if anyone can make that annoying little creation survivable, it might actually be him.
yes, and while we're on this, since it is also movie/TV news, they announced Pedro Pascal as Joel in The Last of Us show coming up. And Bella Ramsey, who played Lyanna Mormont in Game of Thrones, will be playing Ellie.
See, her last name is Ramsey, so then I always think that that's the character's name because the family Ramsey. But it's she played a Mormont. That's
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it seemed like solid casting. I mean, yes, she's a little on the old side. Yes, she looks younger than she is. So, but
I just don't know if she'll be vulnerable enough to be Ellie, because we saw her as a hard ass in Game of Thrones.
All we saw.
And that's all we ever saw there. So, that's an interesting proposition to me. Is the short? I mean,
yeah,
I'll check it out. But yeah,
I would definitely. I'm going to watch it one way or the other. But I definitely think Pedro Pascal can pull off a Joel.
Oh, I mean, he's not going to have. My brain, like my technology, is not working tonight. What is Joel's voice actor's name?
Troy Baker.
Troy Baker. Thank you. All that would come to me was Nate. See, and that's even left me now.
That's not even right. He was Nate's brother.
Yeah, I know. So, anyways, my point is I was going for the other one, and now I've lost his name too. So I'm doing Nolan North. Yeah. So, anyways, I don't know that he'll be able to get the deep gravel that Troy Baker had for Joel, but I figured it'll be close enough.
Yeah. Have you watched the Netflix movie Prospect?
I heard about this, and the answer is no.
Okay, we did watch it, and I think he'll probably do vocally something very similar to what he did there, would be my guess, and that will be completely passable. Yeah, it's not the full-on deep gravel, but I think it'll be. He could even just do a slight modification on that, and I think it would be completely passable for the character.
All right, well, who's up next?
All right. So for the best English voice actor performance, it is Zeno Robinson, and he was the voice actor for Hawks from My Hero Academia. Then I'll do the next two because it's for the same anime. So the best director was Masaki Yusa. And the anime is Keep Your Hands Off Izuken. Go with that. And
sounds right.
It was also the winner for Best Animation. And it looks like the studio was Science SARU. It's all capitalized, so I'm assuming it's an acronym or something, so...
It's hard to say with Japanese. They like randomly capitalizing things.
Yeah. All right.
All right, man. I'm not going to steal your Ratchet and Clank one, so go.
Was that not announced when we last?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay. So we have launch information for the Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and because my brain is dumb and it's Friday, I can't remember what it is, but yes, June 11th. Pre-orders are available now. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. We do not have the name of the female Lombax yet, so don't ask. But it's basically what we knew. Dr. Nefarious is back, and he's got some sort of thing that he's looking for a dimension where he always wins. And that's what's causing the rifting in the universe. And Ratchet and Clank have to set things aright, along with at least one new ally, it looks like. There's a bevy of pre-order bonuses depending on what you do. It's following this thing that's really frustrating, where the Super Edition, I forget what it's called, is only available from the PlayStation Store. So if you want the Legendary Edition or whatever it's called, that's your only option at the moment. Hypothesis currently is if you buy the regular disc version, there'll be an upgrade you'll be able to buy. They did that for Dark Souls. They only sold Dark Souls in the standard edition on disc, and then you could upgrade to the whatever the next tier up was called in the store. So that's the current hypothesis, but that has not been confirmed. As a physical media collector, that I find annoying. I just let me pay extra $10 for the game with a little card with some numbers printed on it, and I'll take my thing. Thank you very much. And it's all cosmetic stuff, at least as far as I know. It's different armor sets. Well, you do get some for the legend, whatever, I forget what it's called. I should look it up so I actually sound semi-intelligent on what I'm talking about. But you do get some raritanium to start out with, which is the upgrade material for the weapons. And as I'm trying to scroll and stall, and of course it's not telling me. Pre-order, you get one armor set and the Pixelator, which is an older weapon. That was a good one. With the digital edition, you get 5 armor sets, a sticker pack for photo mode, so it's going to have photo mode, a digital soundtrack, a digital art book, and then the 20 raritanium. Which, it's going to be a balanced game, so you're not going to need the 20 raritanium. That's going to be completely optional. The game itself will work just fine without having that. So it's not like you're going to not be able to complete your upgrades or something if you don't get this. It's strictly a jump start thing. And the funny thing is I probably hold on to them till I have most of my weapons so that I know which ones I would want to crank it into anyway. So for me, it's even kind of pointless, but it is $70, normal edition, $80 if you buy it off the PSN store for the digital deluxe edition is what it's called. So yeah, it looks pretty. It is one of the first games that's really going to kind of try to show us what the possibilities of the PS5 are. It is PS5 exclusive. There is no PS4 version of this game. So, it's a showcase game. It's a long running series. It's one of mine, and I know Dave's favorites. And I'm excited to get my paws on it.
Yeah.
They've never been my favorite.
I know, because you don't like the third person thing.
I love third person. The games just never clicked for me. I don't know why. But I am excited to see what they have on offer in this one. Hopefully it will change my mind. Yeah.
And it's, the combination of the worlds and the humor, they generally have really great writing, and then just the weapons they're just crazy, ridiculous, goofy weapons. It's just like, I don't know how they keep on coming up with new weapons, but at least it's not Pokemon.
Unique.
Yeah.
Always is but they always have unique weapons in them.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a blaster. There's always something that shoots blades out. It's kind of like a Mega Man game. There's going to be a heat weapon. There's going to be a water weapon. So it's got some things of that to it. And then there's always the Omni wrench. When all else fails, just start throwing wrenches at people. But
yep.
I am interested to see how much we're going to play the female Lombax, assuming that she's going to be a playable character. So
I mean, in the promo material, she does not have a clank.
She does not.
That means that she's probably better than Ratchet.
She has a Robobo arm. Maybe it's intelligent. Who knows? I don't know.
It just seems like she'd be more of the complete package because she's obviously not got a worry about a helpless sidekick.
You don't really have to worry about Clank. He's stuck to your back most of the time, so he's
I
He's
know.
very useful.
Yeah, but he's kind of like Yoda that's stuck there. You got to worry about him from time to time.
Oh, it does even say on here you will play as the new Lombax character, but we do also see in the trailer that the Clank discovers her, so she may very well end up teaming up with Clank for the parts where you play as her. It's possible. We
I'm
don't know.
disappointed. Epic launched this week a new MetaHuman tool to create realistic faces inside of a browser window that then exports directly into an Epic's Unreal Engine for animation purposes. I gotta say, it's pretty slick. Daniel has used it. I have looked at it. It's pretty interesting. I mean, the animation still seems like a chore and a half, but if you're looking to make a nearly photorealistic character, they're pretty doggone good, and it's free. So there's that.
Yeah, that was a pretty impressive. I didn't actually realize the actual tool had come out yet. I thought that was
it's there's only 2 like faces that you can make right now, but so they have some of the sliders locked down. But yes, you can actually try it out.
Yeah, I know that's if it works as advertised, you know what you're doing. Having a fully rigged model coming out of something that's that easy to make is a huge time saver.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Got anything more, Keegan?
Yes. So best character design is Mayuka Ito, and he is from Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. I honestly don't know much about it. I've seen it around. No clue what it's about. I think it's a comedy of some sort.
9 out of 10.
I should hope so.
Then
with a name like that.
best fight scene is Deku versus Overhaul in the 4th season of My Hero Academia.
I know who one of those characters is.
No, that just tells me I need to go back.
Basically the big bad of that season.
It just tells me I need to go back and actually finish the season, because I think they stopped halfway through when I stopped watching. So
Oh.
that tells me that they have finished that season and I can go back and watch it now.
Yeah. All right.
Matt?
I'm actually out. I did not keep a very good list this time, so
Cyberpunk 2077 CD Projekt Red fell victim to a ransomware attack. The people holding the data ransom threatened that they would sell it, and apparently did so. Quote unquote.
see now. See that's it's one thing for those guys to be out there doing that kind of stuff. It's another for someone to actually pay them for it.
Well, so it's kind of shady. The whole thing is kind of shady, and it's one of those ones that I was like, do I report on it? Do I not report on it? Because we normally try to cover industry news and positive news, and this is kind of a negative story. First of all, CD Projekt Red said all their stuff is on backup, so whatever.
right. They didn't lose anything. So.
They lost something from Witcher, is what they lost. They did lose like one quest from Witcher or something like that. The rest of it's all on backup. And so they said, we're not going to pay you. And from reports from security agencies, they saw the auction on Deep Web go up, and they put a ridiculous number on it. And then it was it had 0 bids for 8 hours. And then the auction was canceled, citing that they had struck a deal with somebody off of the auction. Which could mean that there were just no buyers and they took it down themselves. So it's hard to say for anything, but yeah. Post Malone is holding a virtual concert to celebrate Pokemon's 25th anniversary, because when I think Pokemon, I think Post Malone.
Is he like secretly one of those like, oh man, I've been a Pokemon fan forever type things, or
I don't know, but um, here I'm watching it right now.
It's crazy. Never would have guessed we would. After 25 years, it's you, the fans.
Yeah, I don't know. It just shows him going on stage. So,
All right.
not what I would have imagined there, but yeah. In fact, speaking of Pokemon, I gotta find it. But one of the words is, I guess, Pokemon has a League of Legends type game on Google Android, and it is going into beta, I believe. Let me see. 1 second. Yeah, Pokemon's League of Legends style spin-off is getting an Android beta in March. If you live in Canada. But
okay.
it's called Pokemon Unite, and it's basically a MOBA, and basically League of Legends, but with Pokemon.
Sounds right up Mitchell's alley.
It's by the same company that created the same subsidiary of Tencent, Timmy Studios, that created Call of Duty Mobile and Honor of Kings. So, Pokemon Unites pits teams of 5 players against each other with the ultimate goal of taking over multiple points across the map. So, if you love MOBAs and you love Pokemon, then have I got a Pokemon MOBA for you? If you live in Canada.
If you, yeah. Interesting restriction, but
Guess
why not?
Mitchell will be moving now.
Yeah, sign up for his Canadian citizenship.
Oh, I know the other thing we haven't mentioned because it hadn't happened yet as of 2 weeks ago, and that is that Google Stadia is dead.
Long live Google Stadia.
Yeah, except that they're not. They're not living anymore.
Well, the service is still up.
The service is still up, but the studios have all been closed. Apparently, rumor has it in part of response to the Bethesda acquisition from Microsoft. I'm not sure how that would affect them exactly, but that's supposedly linked to it. And apparently they shut down the studios a week after praising all the heads of the studios, saying, hey, you're doing a great job. Oh, by the way, you're all fired. So that's messed up. Valve's Dota 2 will become a Netflix anime on March 25th. So there's something for you to watch, Keegan. And
I did find a couple more things.
Okay, you go ahead because I think I'm out.
All right. Constantine is getting a reboot by HBO Max with a new actor, so it will not be what's his name? Matt Ryan? Is that right? Resuming the role, but so they'll be getting a HBO Max live action show for the Constantine character. Whether it'll be called Constantine or Hellblazer will be probably Constantine, but yeah. And some of the voice actors from the upcoming Gremlins animated series that's also going to be on HBO Max was announced. So Ming-Na Wen, as you may know from a few things out there. It was announced, and BD Wong, the BD Wong from Jurassic Park and Mr. Robot, not the other BD Wong. What are the odds that there's 2 actors that call themselves BD Wong? But anyway, were announced, and there was another one. I lost it in the thing here. Isaac Wang. Do not know that. But apparently he's going to be in the Raya and the Last Dragon Disney movie that's coming out soon, and was in the Clifford the Big Red Dog thing.
All right.
And then another gentleman or person by the name of Matthew Reese has been cast as the main villain. So, yeah. So some of those names I recognized, others less so. But still, the concept of having a Mogwai Gremlins animated show thing, just Gremlins Secret of the Mogwai is the title of the show. So just kind of weird. Makes me want to go back and watch the original movie though, because I haven't seen that in a long time.
You should. That should be Friday night's movie night, and then Shaolin Soccer after.
And there you go.
Alright.
Anything else, Keegan?
I'll just go through the last 4 quickly. The best drama was Fruits Basket. The best comedy was Love is War. The anime with the best score was Tower of God. And the director, the person who was in charge of the score was Kevin Penkin. And best fantasy was ReZero, Starting Life in Another World. And that is it.
All right. I did lie. I did find one more. The long assumed Rian Johnson Star Wars trilogy is apparently still in the works. Everybody thought it had been canceled, but apparently it's still in the works. So there may still be a Rian Johnson led Star Wars movie series taking place somewhere in the timeline. I did have this one off to the side. I forgot. I had it set aside in case Dave had missed it. But well, I don't think he'll ever play Avengers, and I don't think Clint Burton Hawkeye is enough to draw him in the game. It is coming with a mission for Future Imperfect, which means Maestro is the villain. That could be enough to get Dave to buy.
I don't know, man.
Maybe.
I mean, I saw the thing for it, and I'm like, okay, I guess that still.
I don't know
doesn't
why
make me
they
wanna
released
go
the
back
two
and-
Hawkeye characters back to back. That just seems
It's so dumb.
incredibly dumb.
So dumb.
And did they ever release Ant-Man? They never did they?
No, not yet. He's probably the next one up. Although Black Panther's supposed to be in there somewhere too.
But that game's kind of hosed. We're all pretty sure, right?
I mean, I don't know, man. It's fun to a point. It's like I don't know even how to explain it at this point. Like I went back to Anthem recently. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. Just to see.
I don't think so.
And you know, the core gameplay loop is still fun. It's just that there's nothing to do in the game other than grind for higher level items that drop once out of every 10 runs. And that's no fun, you know, and you know, because it can be completely random what you get, it may not be anything useful to you, if that makes sense. Right. So, this is like, it's like Anthem, but more annoying in that you can only have one of every character on the team, right? You can't have two Hulks. So if Hulk's your dude, you have to play somebody else if somebody's already Hulk on the team. And that's really annoying. And I, you know, as somebody who wanted the main Thor, I didn't want Thor and somebody else. I just wanted to play Thor. And so it's a kind of a dumb thing that they had that as a restriction. And now when you get these new characters, they start at level 1 and you have to level them all the way up again. And of course, everybody's going to be playing them. So it's like, even though they've released the content, you still can't play it if you want to play online, because if somebody else is going to be Kate Bishop or somebody else is going to be Hawkeye. And then if that's what you want to mainline, then you're screwed. It's a stupid restriction. I don't know why they don't just lift it. That would be a big boon to their player base, but it seems like they have no desire of doing that. So, I mean, the core gameplay loop is fun, however, there's not really enough there to keep you coming back, and I don't think new characters are going to help you.
When not everybody can be out there playing them.
Exactly this. So yeah, I own it. I own the Mega King Kamehameha Deluxe Edition, and I'm hoping it pulls a Division 1 and gets better, but we'll see.
Yep.
We'll see.
All right, now I'm done. Promise.
All right.
There was something. What was the new Square Enix game announced?
the Octopath Traveler Tactics.
Yes, but that's not what it is.
Project Triangle.
Project Triangle. That's the working title of it. That was announced. I don't think it even had a release date or anything cool like that. It was
Has
just
the demo out on the Switch.
right, which I do need to download. Actually, I gotta remember.
I need an
that.
SD card because I have no storage left.
Oh, why don't you get it? They're cheap.
I'm just lazy.
Okay, fair point. Fair enough. Great. So then that's going to bring us then to the part of the show where we thank everyone for supporting us. You can support us too. As soon as I find my support us little icon, there it is. If you're on Bigo Live, make sure you double tap the screen so that you send a heart. We appreciate it. Make sure you've become a fan so that you follow us whenever we broadcast new stuff, which is usually Monday through Friday. On YouNow, you can follow us just like Yenri. I'm going to take a stab at this again. Yenri Liz Hortus. That's what
Sounds
I'm
like
guessing.
January, but not right.
Yeah, not right. But anyways, thank you for becoming a fan, and thank you for inviting fans to the broadcast, and thank you for the 20 likes. We appreciate you very much. On Twitch, you can click the follow button, or if you're able to click the subscribe button, you become one of our rock stars. On YouTube, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified when we upload new content. And then last but not least, you can head to our Patreon page at patreon.com/Gamersledge, where you can get your name on every single show that we do for as little as $1 a month, just like the fine folks that are about to scroll across the screen, where we like to thank everyone by name on the podcast for supporting us, our Patreon and Twitch producers. Thank you, Justin, Naomi, John, Regina, Lexi, Rami, Michael, Mark, Eric, Tim, John, June, Pat, Dave, Tracy, Michael, Nick, Matt, Dave, Kevin, William, John, and Arturo. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. And then that's going to bring us to final thoughts. So, Keegan, final thoughts for the week.
I should have been thinking of a final thought earlier. Final thought. I'm looking forward to the Ratchet & Clank game that will be coming out, because that'll be really fun. And that sounded like a lot of fun.
Matt, how about you? Final thoughts.
Well, this is a weird one because I was desperately trying to think of something, and I have to unfortunately admit this, but I have joined the world of TikTok. Not entirely voluntarily, but I have. And I have Mitchell actually introduced this to me, so it's not like I came across it all on my own. But if you are on TikTok and you have interests, especially in the comics realm, there is a gentleman whose page, stream, channel, I don't even know what the heck these things are called, who goes by Panda Red. And if you ever see anything about Alfred Call the Guy, this is him. This is the Alfred Call the guy, because obviously Bruce has a guy that handles black market adoptions because he just steals all the kids. I missed his merch store where he had a shirt that said Alfred Call the Guy on it. So unfortunately he's got those down. So hopefully he'll bring those back at some point in time, because I definitely want me an Alfred Call the Guy shirt. But he does skits based on comic book characters. He does in-depth analyses of situations that people who like his channel will throw at him, like, why is this or that, or who would win battle type things. He's got he's quite a bit younger than you and I, Mark, but he would probably rival us in knowledge. He's got a pretty deep, he's more DC, more of his content is DC, but he can answer pretty most Marvel questions, and has pulled some obscuria out of somewhere that I had never even heard of. So, but it's pretty entertaining. He does a lot of the skits set up. They're parody skits of actual, like, real things. So I'm getting after Bruce for adopting all these kids. Kidnapping in one case. You kidnapped him. I didn't. He just showed up, and but his parents are still alive, and you took him. You kidnapped him. Yeah, it's pretty funny. So if you're on TikTok and you're looking for some fun comic related stuff, Panda Red with 2 D's.
All right.
Does the panda have 2 D's or the red have 2 D's?
The red panda is spelled normally.
Okay. I just had to specify.
So my final thought is actually, if you want to see some really good women's Joshi Puroresu, go find the AEW Women's Tournament Japanese first 4 matches that aired on YouTube this last Monday. Fantastic matches, fantastic people you've probably never seen or heard of before, but great wrestling. So there's that. And if you're not familiar with Puroresu in Japan, they still, kayfabe is still alive. Kayfabe is the language and art of keeping wrestling real, to where they talk about it like it's a real sport. And if you've ever actually tracked wrestling, it is a real sport. Those people are athletic as hell, and accidents do happen, and people get hurt all the time because it is real, even though the outcomes are predetermined. But anyways, in Japan, they don't talk about that. In Japan, it's still a sport, and it's considered real, if you will. But that being said, they work a lot stiffer than the United States. It's called strong style, where when they punch people, they're actually most of the time punching people. And, you know, it's pretty brutal, but at the same time, they are doing it in a way as to not hurt the other person. But it just looks and sounds really good and damaging, and it's like those things where you go, oh my god, I think she just killed her, you know, that kind of thing. So anyways, it's on AEW's website, and you can just search it on YouTube, on their YouTube page. Just search for AEW Women's Tournament, and they have the Japan side first 4, and they've done the first 2 of the American side. And the funny part is they had a returning Japanese star who just moved to the United States on Dynamite on the television show, wrestled arguably, in my opinion, one of the greatest female wrestlers of the world. I was really excited for this match because both of them are really great wrestlers, and it was a banger of a match. So, yay, Japanese female pro wrestling. Anyways, that's my final thought. And that means that brings us to the close of the show, where we leave you with a sage piece of wisdom to carry you until next we meet. Matt.
You always do.
Yeah.
What do you call a factory that sells generally decent goods?
I think I got
Factory.
this.
Huh?
The OK Factory.
Keegan, you know?
Satisfactory.
He got it.
Satisfactory.
Yes, I got it.
The student has surpassed the master? I don't know how that works. Anyways, until next time, thanks for watching and game on.
Game on.
If it actually goes.
Software work.